It's the Central Florida Computer Society and the Sarasota Technology User Group's Windows Special Interest Group, or WinSIG, for Sunday, April 13th, 2025. I'm Hewie Poplock and welcome. I'm glad you're here, and we've got a long list of items to cover today. So let's get started. Okay, this is Huey's Views and Reviews, my website. Before we get started with the WinSig, I do want to call your attention to a couple of things. The first one is if you come down here, I would like you to buy me a cup of coffee or more than one cup, but help me subscribe to many of the programs and apps that I've been doing and subscriptions that I need to have in order to keep doing the presentations that I've been doing and donate. Hopefully, you only have to do it once a year, and hopefully, you'll find it if you can afford it. Please, anywhere from $8 and up, and I would totally appreciate it. It's through something called Coffee. And so I would like you to do that. And then one other thing that I want to show you, and I don't remember if I did it or not. No, I didn't, but I will be adding to my website a links. And let me go ahead and show you that. And that is how to find the things that I'm on and things that I do. I am going to have a page and it'll look just like this. It'll be this page. And it's called Linktree. And on it, I have Huey's Facebook, Huey's X or Twitter, my Instagram, my YouTube. So if you click this, it takes you right away to my website. I'm sorry, my YouTube channel. And I've got to make this a little bit because my menu's covering it up. Sorry about that. And let's see. We'll close this. We're back to here. And I can come. So if you want to see CFCS's YouTube, where I put all of these meetings, just click that button and you're there. And so what each of those buttons do is take you immediately to various things. And same thing, the latest WinSig newsletter, I will try to keep this up to date, but you all receive this in the mail. But if you want to double check, you can't find it, it's right here just by pushing that button. Hopefully, it'll be the most recent one. I just have to remember to update. I don't have that automated yet. And so this is something I did a video on it. It's Linktree and it's free. And I am now putting just this address as a signature on my email so you can find me anywhere you want if you get an email from me. So just want to bring that to your attention. And the other thing is that I have something called AI News, and I'm going to update it later today. But I have a place where you can see the latest videos and sometimes articles about AI. So if you're interested in AI at all, by all means, check that page out. I'm trying to keep that up to date. There's some excellent videos out there, and I think you'll find the ones that I post are very good. And then, of course, we go to the WinSig, and these are the items that I have scheduled for today. And as you see, there's a lot of them. So let me go ahead and click this. I'm going to have a problem. Uh, my share is right over these, but we'll try to figure that out. Anyway, let's get started. And I am going to go here. This is the first one. Don't miss these 8 underrated Microsoft Copilot features. And let's go ahead and, oh, I got to move something out of the way here. And I'm looking for my read and I can't see it again. I got to move it down so I can see my menus. Now I'm looking for the read. Let's see here. So we can see these. Well, let's do the print friendly if I can't find the one.
Wasn't there a shortcut key for it? F5 or F8 or something like that?
I don't remember.
F9.
F9.
F9 to get the reader. Okay. So let's go ahead and close this, open this, and F9. There we go.
F9.
Yep. Yep. All right. Thank you. I got to remember that. That's all. And we'll go ahead and full screen it again. Don't miss these underrated Microsoft Copilot features. And the 8 is file uploads. Make your AI prompts more effective. You need to provide the software with as much context as possible. Instead of adding more text, consider uploading relevant files and folders. And with Copilot, you can easily upload PDF documents and JPEG images. The software then can scan these and provide overviews. Shortcutting future prompts. Writing the same prompts over and over becomes time consuming. Luckily, Copilot has a way to stop this from becoming a problem. While there isn't an exact tool to save prompts, you can streamline conversations and tasks. Once you've fed Copilot enough information on certain topics, you can give 1 or 2 word prompts. For example, if you like creating lists, you can tell Copilot list, then provide what it needs to be included. Besides making shorter prompts, you can streamline your time accessing by creating a Copilot desktop shortcut in Windows. Creating tables, summarizing lengthy texts, and the revisit previous conversations icon. And if you remember, I did a video on this. When you see this, you click that and it will bring up all of your previous conversations in Copilot, long as you're signing in each time. Once you've clicked on this icon, you'll see a list of your previous conversations. Post-meeting follow-up emails, something you want to do. I probably ought to do it more. I'm doing so many meetings to do follow-ups. That's all I'd be doing. PowerPoint slide generation. Copilot can help you nail every PowerPoint presentation in numerous ways. So if you do presentations, you might want to read through this and use Copilot to help you generate PowerPoint. And then brainstorming. You can have a discussion with Copilot and do some brainstorming. I'm not sure if Copilot does it, but I did see in ChatGPT, if you tell ChatGPT to look at a video and put the YouTube address in there and tell it, give me a prompt to summarize this or to to give me some important topics in here, it should do that. And I haven't tried that yet. I just saw that while I woke up in the middle of the night last night, was watching a video on it. So there's a lot of tools in Copilot to work with. So let's go ahead and let's see, WinSig. And the second one, Microsoft launches Quick Machine Recovery. I haven't seen this yet. It's coming. But if you get a blue screen of death, one of the choices will be go to advanced options, and that is there now. But the quick machine recovery is now, and what was that, F9? There we go. The quick machine recovery will let your device search for solutions to repair itself previously known as startup repair. So it will look to see what caused that issue and try to fix it for you. And I can't wait till this happens because I'm in the middle of the night, once in a while, my computer will go to a blue screen when I'm in bed. I'm asleep. I don't have anything open, and it'll do. So there's something running in the background that's causing it, and I don't know what it is. And I think this will help me discover what it is. So I'm looking forward to it. And see what else is in this article, and that's it. So, gosh, I know there's a way to make this menu not show here at the top, and I don't know what it is. Let's see if there's a way here. Hide video
Control,
pin.
Alt, Shift, H.
What?
This is
Control,
in,
Alt, Shift, H says hide meeting controls. And it's also, it says Control, Backspace. Either one of those is supposed to hide the controls.
Control backspace. Let's
Control,
see.
Backspace or Control, Alt, Shift, H.
Nope, not working.
That's
If you
nice.
on the menu itself, go to the farthest right button, I think, which says more or has dots.
Yep.
Click there, and on that menu is hide meeting controls.
Yeah, I did that, and now it's saying hide floating need controls. Can I move that around now?
Yeah. Hide the floating controls.
Ah, yes. All right. All right. So I got it out of the way. You don't see it, but it is on my screen. Now I can see the top. Okay, great. See, you helped me. I just learned something. And then let's see, this one we just covered. So we're down to the third one now, Windows Notepad to get AI text summarizations in Windows 11. Not exactly ready yet. Let's see, F9. But they're testing it, and hopefully they'll add it. And it's dubbed Summarize, a new highly requested Notepad tool is rolling out. It says today is rolling out, so not everybody is getting it. I see it. It's going to the insiders and the Canary and the dev channels. So it's not been released yet. But to get started, you select a text you want to summarize. It could be the whole thing, and then right click and choose Summarize. And it'll select Summarize from the Copilot menu. You can do it that way as well. And then Notepad will generate a summary of the selected text, providing a quick way to condense content. You can experiment with different summary lengths to refine the output. So I am looking forward to that. Okay. And the next item, Microsoft is planning big changes to Windows 11 Start menu. I've watched a video of what these changes are going to be, and let's see, F9 again. And it's going to look like this. There are going to be more things. It's going to be more confusing. Why? I guess there's some people working at Microsoft that say, well, gee, I don't have anything to do, so I'm going to change the way this looks and just make it confusing. It's kind of like going in the grocery store and they move the aisles around just to confuse us so we can't find things right away. So we have to look around the store. And I think that's what Microsoft does. But the Start menu is a gateway to everything on a Windows PC, from files to apps to settings. And it looks as though Microsoft is planning a substantial refresh for the menu's interface. Just what we need to have to do is learn a new interface for the Start menu. As it stands today, the Start menu shows a search bar at the top, and then you've got two other sections, your pinned apps and your recommended links, usually to files you recently opened or apps you recently used. And to show you that on mine, it looks like this. Can't move it up any, but you'll see that it looks like this, and they're recommended at the bottom. Well, they're going to change it. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And what they're going to do what they're testing expands what you can see and access straight away. You can get your pinned apps, your recommendations, and then a list of every apps that's installed. This full app list no longer needs an extra click. This is a full list of programs that it can appear as a standard alphabetical list, as a grid grouped by app name, or as a grid grouped by category. So what mine looks like now, and then if you want to look at all the apps, they're alphabetical. And as a trick, if you didn't know this, when you do this, if you click on a letter, whichever letter you want, but if you click on a letter, it will then give you a like a phone dial, and the ones that are faint, that means there's nothing in that letter. So if I want to drop down to Zoom, I just hit Z, and there's Zoom right there. I hit it once, and there's the Zoom Workplace. So it's a way of moving around. Again, hit any letter, it brings up this pad, and you can go to any item that you want. So there's all of the E's on my computer. So hopefully that's a tip you didn't know, and now you know it. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Microsoft quietly rolls out Copilot search in Bing. They haven't made a big deal on this, but Microsoft is F9 again, is a summary to this article is Microsoft has reportedly rolled out Copilot search on Bing. The feature has a dedicated user interface and replaces the traditional blue links with AI summaries and a list of relevant sources for your search queries. Meanwhile, Google has yet to make the AI mode for search available to everyone. So let's see what we do here. We want to go to Bing, search the web, and we'll hit Bing. So we're in Bing now, and you can see now, how do we do the search? Doesn't tell us, does it? Well, let's go back to the article and see.
I saw the Copilot icon right next to that search window on the right
Okay.
hand side.
Okay, let's go there.
See that?
Oh, yeah,
See it?
right here. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's chat with Copilot, but not
Yeah.
search with it.
And then below that, it says Copilot answer. Right below the word
Yeah, right
all.
here. Yeah. Let's see, and there's nothing there. Oh,
So
that's
maybe that's what you're
this.
seeing. That's the Copilot.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe that's what the real result is.
Bing with Google. Okay, how does Bing's AI work? How to use Bing search engine on desktop. Well, let's take a look at that. uh, F9. Well, that's it. Yeah. Does F9 turn it off too? Yep. Okay. To search Bing, simply go to bing.com, enter your search, then you can organize your search to look for different types. Okay. But it doesn't say anything about to make this default search engine. No. No, I'm not quite sure.
It's up at the top near the left of the
Right.
Copilot icon.
Yeah. Okay. So if we go to bing.com, uh,
Go back to your screen.
yeah, I'm just going to do this.
There's your search right there.
Yeah, I think if you put a search, it's going to be with Copilot because it's got the icon next to it.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's see what happens.
Those look like old-fashioned link results.
Yeah.
If you go back up to the top, there's a Copilot. There was a Copilot
Yeah.
icon.
But it's no longer being.
No, I just clicked, I just
Yeah.
hit that Copilot button and it picked up what I had asked.
Okay.
So that's it.
Still sort of a two-step procedure. Just go direct.
Yeah. So you put in your search here, but instead of hitting enter, you hit Copilot. Okay. And if you actually want to use Copilot on Windows, uh, you'll actually want to use Copilot on Windows thanks to these search updates, upgrades. So let's see what it tells us here. Bunch of pictures. Copilot can now read your files to help you search through them. The first improvement coming in Copilot is file search, where the latest update allows it to have access to everything in your PC's storage. Ooh, I don't know whether I like that. According to the Windows Insider blog, you will still have ultimate control over your files as it lets you adjust permissions on what the AI can access or retrieve. Sounds like it's not there yet. It's coming. It's being tested. Copilot should be able to see almost all types. Let's see if I go. There we go. Through your documents, and it can also read contents of docs, Windows Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoint, text, PDFs, and JSON files. Because of this, you can ask file-related questions and give it commands like open the article I was working on yesterday, or find the folder where I saved my latest bank statement, or summarize the PDF file I downloaded earlier. God, you got to have to remember all of these things. As we get older, it's harder to remember them. This will make it much easier for most users to find files without having to deal with the clunky Windows search. This should go hand in hand with the native language search feature Windows recently received, meaning you don't have to lose files if you misplace them. Let the AI see your screen and guide you. So it tells you. And then recall is coming in that they're going to try to release it again. So interesting. AI is becoming more and more a part of what we do every day. And releases. Okay. So there was an update for the March optional updates for Windows 10 and 11. And this was for the March updates. And Windows Intelligence in your inbox. Sign up for our new, this is an ad for them. File Explorer accessibility. Text scaling now applies to more areas of File Explorer, including file open and save dialogues. Settings app. In the Settings app system about the new top cards show key details about PC's processor, RAM. So let's take a look. Settings app, settings about, and top cards. So if we go here, we go here, we go to system, and then what was the next one? Let's go back. Whoops. Um, well, just system. Okay. Settings and system. And at the top, there was supposed to be something that says, oh, up here, I guess. No. Let's see. Let's go
It's
back to,
supposed to be under About, System About.
yep. Thank you. System and about will be all the way, usually towards the bottom. System.
It's down there. Scroll all the way down. There it is.
The menu that I moved out of the way is
Yeah,
down
but
in
if
the
you
way.
click about, I think you'll get the
No.
cards.
My
It's right
menu was
there.
at, yeah, my
It's right-
menu was on top of it, so I couldn't. So now they give you a lot of information about your system, much more so than before. And so immediately you can go there, you can find out how much RAM is in the machine, what the device ID is, product ID, your system type, uh, no pen or touch input available, so I don't have that because this is a desktop and I'm running, and the OS build, it gives me that. Okay, and then there's related information. So it gives you a little bit more information at the top. Okay. The April 8th update. Has some improvements, authentication, daylight savings time. There was a place in a region in Chile, so they had to make a change. And let's see, this update addresses the issue of affecting PCAU. I have no idea what that is. Results in unexpected behavior. And then in the operating security, after installing this update or later, Windows updates, iNet pub folder will be created on your device. This folder should not be deleted. Okay. And then some AI components, image search, content extraction, and semantic analysis. So every time there's an update, make sure you take a look at the KB list, and you can do that by going to support and then putting in that, doing a search on it. Or when you're in the where the update is, it will list the different updates and you click for more information and it will come up with whatever one of these that applies. 5 ways to master File Explorer on Windows 11 to boost productivity. And if you use File Explorer, let's see what we've got here. Clear File Explorer cache on Windows. We were talking about this. File Explorer has cache as well. When File Explorer is acting up, when you have a good workflow and suddenly your files and folders are inaccessible, maybe it freezes up or painfully slow, clearing the File Explorer cache can help it to run quickly, snappily. Again, press Windows R to launch the Run dialog, to type Control Folders and click OK. Select the General tab, check both boxes in Privacy and Clear. So we're going to press the, let me just copy this and open up Notepad, a new window on it. I'll move it over here and I'll just put it over on the side. You won't see it, but I will, and then paste it into this so I can refer to it and don't have to keep going back. So we're going to press WinR. That's the window key and the letter R. And then I want to run, type control folders. Control. And it brings File Explorer options. Select the General tab, which is what it's on, I believe. There's 3 tabs: General, View, and Search. So we're going to go to the Generals tab.
It actually went to the control panel. So interesting when they changed their system to absorb more of the control panel functions, that will probably go away.
Yep. And then let's see, and then under privacy section, hit clear, file explorer history, and then hit clear. And then all your file explorer history will go away. I don't know whether I should do that or not. I'll leave it alone, but just click clear and it should clear it. I'm not having a problem. Oh, here it is. Make sure these two boxes show recently used files in quick access, show frequently used folders in quick access, and then hit clear and it should clean that out for you. Time to stop the share and see if there's any comments, questions. Silence is deafening.
Yeah.
An-
Crazy.
Anybody? Drew, go ahead.
Go ahead. Just as an addendum to the article about searching the menu by letter, if you tap the menu key to just bring up the menu and then tap the letter Z, it will search for applications that begin with the letter Z. And
That's-
Zoom Workplace is usually at the very top.
Yeah, that's what I did do. Well, I'm not sharing my screen, so it won't help. And now I've lost you. Let me bring it back here. There we go. Okay, any other comments?
Yeah, on the last thing you were showing under privacy,
Yeah,
you didn't show those two options that are listed. In other words, the menu is different on your system than it was what they were showing.
yeah, I may be more up to date or I may not have some things turned on. But it was there was a place where you still clear
You
the
could clear the
options.
cache. What they were saying is you could clear the cache without clearing history. I know you didn't want to clear. I don't like clearing history either.
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to go back.
Well, let's take a look at that and see what your share. And so if I gotta move my menu again.
Yeah.
Okay, so bring this up. And then settings, system, where were we? No.
All the way down at the bottom of settings was about. I don't think that's where
No,
we.
no, that's
It was
that
file
something else.
control is what you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
searching for.
yeah. Windows R
5 ways to master file
and
explorer.
control folders and okay. There we go.
You see, you don't have the same menu that they show.
No,
Their example was a later version probably,
or an earlier one,
or earlier, yeah.
but I include account-based rights. So I guess it's just clear the history, but privacy and hit clear. So I guess, well, if I show frequently and show recently, and then you can clear them, I guess.
Yeah, but it would also clear your history.
Yeah, we'll clear it. Yeah.
So you're still better off to use CCleaner by the look of that.
Yeah, and I think we may see an article farther down that says don't use CCleaner. Microsoft has something that's even better. So okay, so we're back here. So let's go ahead and continue. So 5 ways to master File Explorer. We've gone through that. 5 ways to tweak the Windows taskbar. Pin folders, files, and drives to the taskbar. Pin the items you use the most, and I do that. So you can pin what you need. What I've seen on some people's computer, and mine's getting there, is there's so much down there that I almost need a submenu with the important ones. You can control and add things that you're using all of the time down on your taskbar. Display battery levels on the taskbar. Of course, I don't have those because I'm running a desktop, but if you have a laptop, you might want to put the battery levels on the taskbar, and it tells you how to do that. You go to Settings, System, Power and Battery, and toggle on the battery percentage switch. And then it will, down at the bottom, show you how much battery you have left on your taskbar. And make Windows 11 taskbar transparent for a unique look. And you do that at Settings, Personalization, and Colors, and toggle on the transparency effects switch. I don't have a reason to do that, so I'm not going to. Uh, um, the other method is hacking the registry, and I don't suggest that for anybody unless you really understand the registry. Hide the show desktop button. That's the one that's way down over here in the corner. I don't know if you can see my screen where it says show desktop or not. It was always there. People, for whatever reason, Microsoft took it away and people complained, so they put it back. But if you don't want it, you can turn it off. Sometimes people, when they go down to the bottom and want to look at their calendar notifications, they hit that instead. And then add the end task option. I think this is pretty good. I don't have enough problems with it to worry about it, but when an app freezes up and becomes unresponsive, you can open up Task Manager and end it. In other words, you click here, you go to Task Manager, and then whatever one you want here, right now it's doing it by CPU. I'm going to sort it by just by name so it stops moving around. But let's say I wanted to close ClipMate because something happened to it. I right mouse click and hit End Task. And it closes so if it's stuck, that unstucks it and closes it. Now you can have that End Task as an icon by itself on your taskbar. And this is telling you how to do it. But you go to Settings, Privacy and Security, and then for developers. And then toggle on developer mode. Scroll down and toggle on End Task Switch to enable that feature. Okay, let's go ahead and close that. I am going to stop the share again and see comments at all from anybody. I've shown you a lot of tips and tricks and things that may not have anything to do with what you do or might be important to you. Nope. Okay. Let's go ahead and share my screen again. And tweaks in Windows taskbar. Why upgrading to Microsoft 365 might not be worth it. Interesting article. Microsoft 365, of course, is the Office suite. One-time fee and you're done was the way it was done before. Now you subscribe to it. And so if you just need the basics, on the surface, Microsoft 365 looks more attractive because it offers more, such as 1 terabyte of cloud storage, multiple platform compatibility, online access, Outlook, the Defender, premium version, editor, Clipchamp, and so on. But what if you don't need all of those? Microsoft 365 doesn't offer a way to customize a plan that includes just the apps you need. Only use Word and Excel, you're still paying for all of them. Stick with the desktop version of Office if you only need a few core apps. If you need the other apps, it's well worth upgrading to Microsoft 365. Now, Microsoft offers web versions and storage for free. Unless you're using numerous graphics or have thousands of Word and Excel files, you may never even come close to using a tiny fraction of the storage space you're paying for in Microsoft 365. Did you know that you can use Word, Excel, and PowerPoint for free and take advantage of 5 gigabytes of free storage too? The free storage of Microsoft 365 offers all the basics without you ever needing to pay a dime. This author says, I've only run into a few issues when using more complex Excel formulas and filters with free web version. For the average user, you may never notice a difference. Go Microsoft 365 for the web, sign up with your Microsoft account, and start enjoying the freebies. If you have mobile apps, the free versions will work on mobile as well as long as you're using a screen smaller than 10 inches. I don't know why that's the cutoff point, but most tablets are out. You can still use your browser on a tablet, however. So what that means is if you go to, let's see, Microsoft Office online, you can sign in. It's because I'm not in Google, I'm in Bing or Microsoft's Edge. And so let's see, Microsoft Families, you can create and organize, collaborate all in one place. And oh, there it is. And you can share it with your family. All right. So, so here is Office or Microsoft 365 on, they've now renamed it Microsoft 365 Copilot. But now because I have the paid version, I may see more than you do. I might be able to do more, but for the most part, your Word, your PowerPoint, and Excel will be on Microsoft.com. And then you go to the Microsoft 365 and you'll get that and you're able to use it just as if you had it on your desktop.
And I can
It
do
will,
that on my Linux computer, and you can do that on a Chromebook.
absolutely. There's some other things that you can do with that, in the fact that you're able to do any of the or most of what you would normally do in Word and not have to pay for it. It does store the files in OneDrive, just as Google, if you're using the Google Docs or Google Sheets, it stores it on the Google Drive. But they're both free. Any comments, questions?
My only comment would be what I said previously about Publisher, and Publisher's no longer supported after October, but very few people use Publisher anymore.
Yeah, and Publisher was not included with the online version, I don't believe.
Correct. Correct.
I use Publisher all the time. What's the alternative now?
You
Oh.
can backdate to the desktop version of I think it's Office 2019. I just did buy it on eBay. It's just so I would have Publisher still available to me. But essentially any .pub files are only editable in a version of Publisher. I found out you can't convert them to Word, and you can't edit them in LibreOffice. So you're kind of stranded if you don't keep a permanent version of Publisher of some sort.
And I was under the impression you could keep using it after it's September of 2026. It's over a year away where it goes away. But then I was reading an article from Microsoft that actually states that you're no longer going to be able to access pub files at all. So you're not going to be able to use Publisher after that date. And I'm not sure their reasoning, except for the fact that most people, if they have newsletters, they're using online services and or they're using Word to do uh, their newsletters. But Publisher is so nice and so easy to use, especially if you learned it. There's just so many things that you can do with it, to make it easier to publish a newsletter or articles, or one of the other things that we talked about at one of these sessions I was on, and it might have been here last month, I don't remember, but one of the things that if you use it to create and print labels, go to Avery Label Maker. And that will also not only make labels, but it'll also give you business cards. And so I've set up PDFs from Publisher, and then went to Avery Label Maker, picked the label number or the business card number that I use, and then use its program to center it and so on. And it worked good. Joe, your hand is up.
Yeah, is it possible? I'm not a publisher user, but with most of the Microsoft products, when you save a file, you can save it as a PDF.
Yes,
You
and that's
save
what
the publisher file as a PDF and then open the PDF file in Microsoft Word.
that's correct, but you can't really edit it to if you need to change something in it. But if you have a file that you use over and over again, let's say you have a business card template that you use in a pub form, you can save it as a PDF.
But if you have a PDF file loaded in Word, don't you have an option to save it then as a Word file and then edit that?
You have the choice to do that, but whether it will do it correctly is
Okay.
is probably not going to happen.
All right.
The-
Thank
The big thing with Publisher was those of us who were doing newsletters back then, or publishing our content directly to the web and exporting to HTML, those kinds of things. For example, you might have 2 columns or 3 columns, and you want the article to flow to the next page in the first column. And you just sit there typing and it would just flow to the next page. And it had a lot of feature. That's why they called it Publisher, because you were going to publish online. And it actually came out, if I remember correctly, yes, it did. Oh, the version 2003, which I still have, did not have an export to PDF feature because PDF was not an accepted format back that early. Or if it wasn't integrated with Publisher. It is with the latest versions.
Well, I'll report here a year from now because I have a license for Publisher in 2019 or 2021, 21. So we'll see if I can still open files after when in 26.
I think
No,
it's
it's October
September.
now. Yeah,
October.
it's October. When Windows 10 it theoretically loses its support. I'm
No,
mad at
that's
Microsoft.
no. The Windows 10 support is this year. Publisher is
Yeah.
next year.
Well, okay, I'll go back to the Copilot, but
Mhm.
they're still saying October. Who knows? But whatever it is, there's a cutoff date. And
Yeah,
the
it's
only
20.
my only comment there is, yes, I can export the PDF from Publisher 365, but when that date passes, I don't even think I can open it. And I think that's going to be the problem.
Yes.
They're crippling it.
So they're going to take a software product that they haven't updated for 5 years and cripple it.
Yep.
Stand by for, lawsuits, I suppose. But
Okay, let's see where we're at down here. 5 reasons you should avoid PC cleaning apps. All right, you CCleaner people. 5 reasons you should avoid PC cleaning apps and use Windows Disk Cleanup instead. Growing up, I heard a lot about PC cleaning apps and used many of them myself. But the truth is, many of these apps are basically scams. Well, CCleaner is not, but some of them you see advertised are. They don't do good for your computer. If you want to optimize your Windows 11 PC performance and storage usage, you don't need a third-party app. Windows can clean temporary files too, and it doesn't do much for performance anyway. One of the big features of the third-party cleaner app is that they delete temporary files and cached files as some kind of way to get extra performance out of your PC. This one isn't malicious, but it's redundant, considering Windows already offers a way to clean temporary files on your PC. And most likely already does so by default on a set schedule thanks to Storage Sense. Windows comes with Disk Cleanup tool, which can delete all kinds of temporary cached files on your PC. What Disk Cleanup doesn't do is clear browser cache for most browsers. But get this, that feature is built into those browsers. So you still don't need another app to do it. Just go into your browser settings and clear cached files if you need the extra storage space. But here's the kicker. None of this even matters for performance. There's a reason a disk cleanup isn't touted as some performance enhancing solution, and a third-party app shouldn't be either. All this does is save some space on your drive, but in some cases, it can actually hurt performance, albeit very slightly. The reason is these cached files exist to speed up loading files for your access repeatedly. So clearing them will save space temporarily, but many of those cached files will be generated again. Plus, it means that loading those files next time will be slightly slower since there's no cache for them anymore. Clear cache files if you need a little bit more storage, but don't stress over it and don't use third-party apps. Registry cleaning is utterly pointless. It could even be problematic. Another feature many of these cleaning tools tout is the ability to clean the Windows registry, essentially deleting unused keys that may not have much purpose anyway or anymore. Deleting anything you don't need may sound like a plus, but in reality, unused registry keys have no impact on your PC's performance. These are extremely small bits of data, and if they're unused, they generally cause no issue with your PC. Deleting registry keys has no performance benefit for your PC, and in some cases, it could even be dangerous. What these third-party apps flag as unused or unnecessary registry keys is always up in the air, and you could end up deleting something that does affect your PC's functionality and some things that could break it because of it. So you're better off not touching any of this anyway. Driver updates are a bad idea. I don't totally agree with that. Another tool that's common in these optimization and cleaning tools is a driver updater. And let's be completely clear here. You just shouldn't use these. Drivers can be fickle, and while updates are generally important, it's important to get them from a reliable source, and most of these apps aren't that. When I used a program like this in the past, it insisted on installing wrong drivers for a device that was missing them, and it never did any good for me. You want to update drivers on your PC, the first place you should look is in your manufacturer's website. These drivers are approved by the manufacturer to be used on your specific device, and they usually work the best. One notable exception is GPU drivers, which get released by AMD, Intel, or NVIDIA fairly frequently with optimizations for new games and other features. In those cases, you can go to the manufacturer of the GPU, the graphics was it graphics processor unit? Yep. Itself for drivers, and usually the drivers themselves include the control panel used to get newer drivers in the future. So things should be fairly seamless. Many of them are just scams. A lot of the programs that are third party could be scams. And then there are better ways to improve performance. Uninstall programs, manage your startup entries, don't install PC cleaning apps. So,
Dissenting opinion.
yep, it is an opinion.
Now,
And
I mean, CCleaner has been with us many, many, many years. And Avast thought so much of it that they made it a part of the Avast suite. So right now, and they're always trying to get you, to get other Avast products. But I found that it kind of reinforced CCleaner for me. And he's saying, okay, use your browser to clear the cache. Well, not everybody has multiple browsers. So if you have a single browser and you're always using it, you want to clear the cache. Yeah, okay. But if I'm going to clean my temporary files off and I want to clean my 6 or 7 browsers at the same time and have fresh browsers with no cache, it's one button, one click, and CCleaner does it for me.
yeah,
And finally, as far as registry things, combination of the uninstall program, Revo uninstaller kind of does that for you. But if you just uninstall something from the Windows menu, many, many registry entries stay. And although it's just a tiny little text portion of the registry, not taking up a lot of space, the registry gets loaded every time Windows does. It uses up some RAM because it's a database. And then if you're searching for something, it could, not necessarily will, it could interfere with Windows starting up programs because it's going through the registry and you have all those keys left over from uninstalled programs. So I use CCleaner. I haven't found it to be a problem. And the only other thing I'll say is backup. I'll say it a second time, backup,
backup.
and I'll say it a third time, backup,
Absolutely.
and then
Yeah.
do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew, your hands up.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually a licensed holder of the Revo uninstaller. And the benefit of that is that I run it whenever I want to install a new program. I run Revo first, and then I go in there and I say, I want to install such and such a program. And then it monitors the installation and remembers in a log file exactly where it puts files, where it creates directories, what registry entries it modifies, everything about the install. And it will tell you statistics about how many megabytes it is and all that. Then when you go later on to uninstall it, it can follow that log and make sure that it removes 100% of what the installer put in there in the first place.
Steve?
Yeah, I would agree with what Drew and Mike said 100%. In fact, that article that you showed, the only thing I would agree with on that is for the GPU, updating the NVIDIA drivers. The rest of it's a load of nonsense.
I was on or in a meeting the other day for very beginners, a class on Windows. And the teacher talked about using Glary utilities and CCleaner. And I think if you're a novice and very new to Windows or computers, stay away from those. You can get in more trouble because you don't know what they're doing and why you're doing it. I just otherwise, if you're relatively sure what you're doing, by all means, CCleaner is very good. Glary Utilities, very good. But Christopher put in the chat box, watch out for Spy Shelter. I installed this software on my Windows 10 laptop, and the Windows snipping tool could only snip a black screen. I deleted Spy Shelter and the snipping tool started working fine again. So, and there's a lot of others that I see advertised on TV for a great amount that's just going to fix every problem your computer ever had or will have. And I would stay clear of those because
one thing you should do with that CCleaner is it's got a driver update as part of the tools in it. If you just run that so that it scans the drive, and it finds any drivers. That's it. That's as far as you go with it. Then you go and you find the actual bona fide driver for it. Don't use CCleaner to do it because it screws up almost every time.
Yep, good point.
With the same with updating programs and stuff as well, because it'll see version 1.1 instead of 1.100 or some nonsense like that, and it gets the version numbers messed up and causes all sorts of problems
Is,
with it.
is that with a paid version?
Yeah, that's the
That's an option that you don't get with the free one.
yeah, I know.
Any other comments?
Oh,
Okay,
they came out with Microsoft came out with their own version. Well, supposedly their own version. Depends on what companies they bought. It looks amazingly like, guess whose? Avast's suite of utilities. They even gave it the same name, and it even looks the same too. So it's like, oh, I wonder what company Microsoft bought this week.
or access to or
They're only
rights to using it.
they're only what 30 years out of date
Yeah.
before they finally figured out that you need a suite of maintenance utilities to fix up all the mess left behind from Microsoft.
Okay, 3 surprisingly useful Microsoft apps you won't find pre-installed on Windows. Let's go ahead here. And get past the pictures. PowerToys we've talked about before. I don't have them installed right now, so I can't show them, but we've talked about them several times. I know Steve uses them extensively. So they're very good. Microsoft
They
PC
just
Manager.
announced a .9 brand new power toy. They announced it yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, they update them on a regular basis, and there's some really good power toys that they have. It's worth taking a look at. And let's see, that's how to download it. Microsoft's PC Manager. No matter how powerful your PC's uh, hardware is, occasionally performance slowdowns are inevitable. Similarly, monitoring storage space and managing apps you need to do regularly. Microsoft's PC Manager is a hidden gem. It can simplify these tasks. One of the most useful features is PC Boost, which I think I read somewhere is not to use, which lets you free up free RAM and clear temporary files instantly with a click. That may not be it. You can even set it up to run automatically when RAM usage spikes. So let's take a look at PC Manager now. It's not installed natively, so you got to go out to the Microsoft Store and find it. But we're going to, in PC search, we're going to type in PC Manager, which I installed this week. I'm not used to using it. Let's move this out of the way. And I think, yes, we can move this over here. So you'll see here that I'm using 65% of memory usage right now. That's because I got a lot of things going on and I'm using Edge and we're on several sites. And I have 1.2 gigabytes of temporary files. And health check process. In process right now, there's 23 apps. And start time is 3 seconds. It takes 3 seconds for me to start up my computer. So that's something you might want to look at. See how long it takes for your computer to start up. Deep cleanup. And let's see if I click this, what happens. I hope it doesn't start to do it. Yep. Anyway, it goes out and then it figures out what you need and then proceeds. So it doesn't take long for it to detect a total of 6 gigabyte items detected for cleanup. So instead of using these other cleanup programs, you can use it directly from Microsoft. And you got application items. Let's see, there's an arrow here. Chrome cache and Edge cache. System items. It's showing how much I have in all of these temporary files and system log files and so on. And other application items. It gives me some information here, what's under NVIDIA, log files. And then computer usage traces, system use, and I'm not sure what that is. Windows event trace log. I'd have to look up what those things are. Windows clipboard, I don't use it. And so on. Let's see what else it shows here. Recommended items. PC Manager, you got protection, storage. You can do disk cleanup, downloaded files, manage download files. What's it do there? Oh, it just shows my downloaded files folder. I keep a lot of things stored there, so I don't delete things out of it. Large files, manage large files. Let's take a look at that. This should be fun. Well, while it's doing that, also large files, duplicate files, and storage sense. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I have a big drive. There we go. And I've got 10 gigabyte file, an 8 gigabyte file, and so on. So I've got a lot of gigabyte and more files because I do a lot of them are videos, zip files, and Camtasia files. So I could delete some of the bigger ones if I needed to. My disk right now is a two terabyte, and I'm using 1.2. So I probably some of those bigger video files and so on I no longer need. I can go ahead and delete them, mostly from my Zoom folder. So PC Manager is available through Play Store, and it's part of Windows. It's from Microsoft. Let's see what the toolbox has. Oh, they have all kinds of tools here. Captions, Notepad. What's under Notepad? It just opens up Notepad, or no, it doesn't tell me. I think it just opens it up, and I've already got it open.
I have to believe that they bought this from somebody rather than putting their own programmers to work,
Yeah,
because it looks like a pretty complete application.
yeah. And then settings, Smart Boost setting. There's all kinds of things in here. You can spend some time kind of looking at it. You can give them feedback. Some apps we looked at, storage. We looked at that, protection, Windows update would be today as updated. Browser default settings, taskbar repair. If you have restore the taskbar appearance, restore default apps, pop-up management. I don't, I was watching a video today about turning off pop-ups in your browser. While it will take away some things that are a pain, if you go to a website and you're trying to purchase something that to put your information in, maybe a pop-up menu, and it won't come up. And sometimes on some of the bank websites, you need something will pop up and you need to okay it before you can go on. And if it won't pop up, you can't do that. So I don't turn that off. Let's see, browser settings, default browser settings, and Windows Update. And it looks like it's available. Let's see, 2 updates available, security. Okay, and I can get those later. And under driver updates, one for Western Digital. So anyway, PC Manager. You can search for it. If it's not on your system, you can go out to the Play Store, not Play Store, but the Microsoft Store, and get it. And let's see.
You can also download it directly from Major Geeks too.
Yeah, I kind of like getting it from Microsoft. I feel better. Let's see. Let's see. F9 again. PowerToys and PC Manager, and the last of the three, Microsoft Designer. May not be for everyone, but if you rely on apps like Canva, Microsoft has Microsoft Designer built in. And again, I'm not sure, I think I've got it installed. Designer file folder. No, I don't have it installed. But it is, because I use some other programs, but it will let you design posters and things like that. And it's just a very good program. You might want to take a look at it. You can create invitations with it, happy birthday things. You can download it free. It comes loaded with all kinds of bloatware and some of the things you don't need, but those are some things that are recommended that you can get. And with that, let's see, how far down did we get? Microsoft Word paste. Let's see if there's anything here. Windows roadmap. WinToys is like PowerToys, but you can use it to customize Windows 11. You might want to take a look at that. Multiple apps will be able to access a camera. Yes, if you have, if you're using two programs at the same time, the camera usually can't access more than one program at a time. But there is now, you're able to access with some apps, two apps at the same time. So if you're on Zoom and you're trying to demonstrate something, you can turn on the ability so you can be using your camera in two programs at the same time. And then 11 must-know tips for cleaning every electronic device in the right way, and 5 trends that are changing how you use your PC for better or for worse. Let's take a look at this one as the last one for the day. 11 must-know tips for cleaning every electronic device. So how to clean phones and tablets, how to clean headphones and earphones, how to clean laptops, how to clean desktop PCs, how to clean flat screen TVs, how to clean smart speakers, how to clean game consoles and controllers, how to clean fitness trackers and smartwatches, how to clean smart glasses. Wish I had a pair of the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Look really interesting. How to clean VR headsets. If you're lucky enough to have one of those. How to clean Apple Vision Pro at $3,500. You better clean it the right way. And let's see, that's it for that article. So that's one you should keep in your storage bin. And when you go to clean one of those devices, you want to use, take a look at that article. Okay, it's any final topics, questions to do with what we covered or what we didn't cover? I do want to say that, again, a reminder, please, if you can, donate to the Coffee Fund. And if you're interested in AI, on the fourth Friday of every month, I do a an AI, or Let's Talk AI, and it's becoming very popular. We cover a lot of things. If you're a very beginner with AI, or if you're a moderate or maybe even an advanced user, you'll find it interesting. We have some good discussions, some good demonstrations. And if you want to take a look, go to the Stug YouTube channel, and the last couple ones have been recorded and posted, and you can see what we've done at those meetings. Steve Parker, question.
Yeah, when you run your version of Task Manager to terminate a task that's hung, will it show you the process tree as well so that you can terminate the tree that caused that to hang? Or is it just
No,
that one task?
that one task.
Okay. So you need Process Explorer or Process Explorer to be able to do that then.
Yeah, usually by just ending that one task, it does it. And then I run it again. I run the program again. Any other comments, questions? This has been the Central Florida Computer Society and Sarasota Technology User Group, WinSIG or Windows Special Interest Group for Sunday, April 13th, 2025. I'm Hewie Poplock. Thanks for being with us.